You're probably watching this video because you've been diagnosed with EOE and you've got potentially some foods that are causing a problem and you don't even know it. You want to find out how to figure this problem out. You've got EOE, you've been to the doctor, they've given you the prescription medications, probably a PPI, if not multiple, probably an H2 blocker. If you haven't already done antacids on top of that, some Pepto. You're in this conglomeration of, I got EOE, I'm trying to figure out how to manage it, and the only thing the doctors are telling me is you just need to keep taking the medications. Here I am to help, okay? When we're talking about EOE, we want to determine what foods you might be sensitive to, not allergic to, because very likely if you're allergic to them, the doctors have already figured that out. They sent you for a blood draw, they did the skin prick test with the allergist, and you know. If you're watching this video, you're probably looking at still symptoms with the meds, but why? What is going on? So we do a food sensitivity test. In the link to the description for this video, there is an offer, basically 15 to 30 minute free call with us to find out what we do to help with this situation. We like to do food sensitivity testing that traditional medicine doesn't run. They don't do it. That helps us determine food sensitivities. Food sensitivities are at the core of EOE, right? On another video, we talk about what is eosinophilic esophagitis. Just a real quick summary. Basically, EOE is your eosinophils are high, causing esophagitis. So you're doing something through foods that are irritating your immune system, elevating your eosinophils. They're calling in the soldiers to come attack the food as a foreign invader, not as a food that you can digest, but food as an infection, all right? And that causes inflammation in the esophagus, okay? Now, when we want to deal with this, we talk about this in another video as well. IgE is for allergy testing. We want to know what IgG looks like for you, sensitivity to certain foods, okay? Now, when we run this type of test, there is a cost to it. And it's not covered by insurance. So when we're running this type of test, it runs around, in the high twos, $300, depends on how many foods we're gonna run. But the great thing about this testing is it shows all those different types of foods, and not just foods, beverages, spices, a lot of different foods that you might be consuming that you don't realize are causing the sensitivity and this EOE to build, okay? But some people don't have the money to do that. So today's video, I want to talk about how you can figure out what's causing your EOE, okay? So what we do with this, we can either test with it, or you can do a food elimination diet. Elimination diet includes the following. We want to eliminate the following foods for 60 days. 1, dairy. 2, gluten or wheat products. 3, soy. 4, eggs. 5, all seafood / shellfish. And finally, number 6, all nuts. Those 6 foods are the most common. By no means the exhaustive list, but 8 out of 10 patients, if they have EOE, have one of these foods that are a culprit, and they don't know it. So we just eliminate all 6 for 60 days. If that happens and your EOE symptoms go away, bingo, you know what's going on. One of these foods is the problem, maybe multiple. You have to then figure that out. That's where we can come in to help you with that. We just tell patients, we want to introduce one of them back into your routine and see how you feel doing it at least twice. Meaning if you add dairy back in, you're going to have maybe say And there's other forms of dairy that can really cause more problems than others. So this is where working with a coach, working with a doctor to work you through this can be very helpful. But just know you're going to add back in dairy, and you're going to do that once, wait about 3 or 4 days, see how you feel, do it again a second time and see how you feel. And if you don't have any major issues over that first 1 to 2 weeks, you're probably okay. And then gluten, and then soy, and then eggs, and then different forms of shellfish and seafood, and then different forms of nuts. That can take a while to figure that out, which is why the testing using the finger prick test for about $300 can really help somebody zero in, laser focus very quickly as far as what the issue is. So you don't have to go through this, because this can take a long time. But if you don't have the money, this is how you do it. Eliminate these 60 days, add them back in one at a time until you get through all 6, and you go from there. And again, if you want to run that test, I'm here for you. This is what we do. We're changing people's lives all the time. People with heartburn, people with EOE, we got to figure out this test. We do the finger prick testing. Go to the link in our description. Get on my free call schedule. Let's figure out if you're a good fit for us. Let's figure out if I'm a good fit for you. Answer all your questions. We'll go from there. This might actually change your life.